Good morning. David Hinton, day 10 of my 90-day live video challenge Facebook. Today, chapter 9, Faces of the Slight Edge. Today, he goes over several key points, what he calls the faces of the slight edge. They are momentum, completion, habit, reflection, and celebration. Okay, so there are several faces of the slight edge I want to point out to you because they each represent power that once you recognize it in your life, you can harness it in the pursuit of your dreams. They are momentum, completion, habit, reflection, and celebration. No, momentum, that's easy. That equals steady effort and progress. Now on page 128, he says, your optimal rate of growth is always served best by the step-by-step approach of constant, never-ending improvement, which lays solid foundations and builds upon them over and over. He relates the story of the tortoise and the hare, and of course we all know from our fables that the tortoise wins the race, and it says slow and steady wins the race. Well, he points out that there's nothing inherently noble about the slow part. He says more to the point, steady wins the race. That's the truth of it. As far as that goes, he says, don't try to cram everything into one day. Like if you have a regular job and you're trying to start your own home-based business, don't take your one day off and attempt to do 9 hours worth. Or if you're working out, don't attempt to do nothing for 6 days and then take a 2.5 hour walk and lift weights for 3 hours. That won't work. Break it up, small pieces throughout the week. You'll feel much better and you won't quit. The second part is completion. There's power in finishing. Things left undone keep you living in the past. So he says, actually, let me back up on momentum for a second. He says, to make the most of the slight edge flow, you'll want to match the speed of your growth and development to the natural progression of the slight edge. That's accomplished naturally by having a slight edge strategy. It's easy to stay active. It's also easy not to. And if you stop, it won't kill you today. But that simple error in judgment, compounded over time, will absolutely destroy the getting of any goal you're after. Mary Kay Ash of Mary Kay put it simply, give yourself something to work towards constantly. All right, back on to harnessing the power of completion. Every incomplete promise, commitment, and agreement saps your strength because it blocks your momentum, inhibits your ability to move forward, to progress and improve. Incomplete things keep calling you back to the past to take care of them. As I said, my recommendation, and he says it here, take your incomplete list and tackle them smallest to largest. Use the first principle of momentum to aid you. So, and I'll come to another one that will towards the end. So, thirdly, harness the power of habit. So clearly there's two kinds of habits, those that empower you and those that don't, those that serve you and those that don't. So he says your habits come from your daily activities compounded over time, and your activities are the result of the choices you make in the moment. Your choices come from your habits of thought, which are the product of your thinking, which comes from the view you have of the world and your place in it, your philosophy. Which is why the key to your success, the mastering the slight edge through the long-term effect of your everyday habits of thought and action, is your philosophy. The point of this book is to give you a structure for designing your success. Once you're aware of and understand how to use the slight edge to work for you, you can go about succeeding your purpose. Your intuitive sense of the slight edge becomes your automatic pilot. It guides you, keeps you on track, and helps you measure your progress. It weighs and measures your every habit, discarding those that don't serve you and designing new ones that do. The key is to making those right choices. Now, he says, make your habits into the twisted steel cable of a suspension bridge. As you know, as you twist those cables, a little piece is flexible, but when you bind them together, it's very hard to break. Now, he does point out that if you have a bad habit, don't just try to quit that habit, because that rarely works. You've got to replace the bad habit with a good habit and associate the two to have a chance to actually be successful at that. The next is the power of reflection. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're doing the best things. Keep an accounting. Now, I have a particular one from my 90-day challenge I'm doing. I know you can't see that, but that is my daily and weekly chart of how I am doing. I'm keeping track of my mind shift training, my health, my personal, and what he calls execution time. So as I complete this on a daily basis and total it up at the end of the week, I can actually see how I'm doing. If you don't do that, you think you're doing things that are positive, and you get to the end of the week or the month or the year or your life, and you wonder, what did I actually do? So keep an accounting, keep an honest accounting. All right, and finally is the power of celebration. Catch yourself doing something right. All this stuff, if you don't acknowledge that you're progressing and give yourself a pat on the back, again, back to the quitting part. Easy to do, easy not to do. Keep your slight edge activities, your right choices, and incremental successes right out in the open where you can see them and celebrate them. Remember that all the activity ever required to apply the slight edge for your success is nothing but a series of baby steps. Trust the process. Acknowledge those steps, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem at the time. Is it easy to do? Yes. Easy not to do? Yes. If you don't do it, will it destroy you? No, but that's a simple error in judgment, compounded over time. Will ruin your chances of success. Make each successful right choice a celebration. You'll be able to feel literally those balance scales shifting in your favor. Nothing breeds success like more success. So to recap, you have the power of momentum, the power of completion, the power of habit, the power of reflection, and the power of celebration. So I'm on day 10 of a 90-day challenge to myself. So that means I've got to do what I just did 9 more times. If I look at it like that, I'm like, I can't do it. But if I do it tomorrow, and then the tomorrow after that, I can. So baby steps, slight edge. I've got, let's see, there's how many chapters in here? I'm on 9, and there are, how many? 13 chapters and an afterward, so I'll be moving on to other stuff, and I know y'all are looking forward to that, and I am too. So y'all have a great day.